Yo, what's going on, guys? Bexio back, and today we've got a brand new video talking about Bitcoin and why it is the most important thing for anyone to own right now, and how it can make you a millionaire. So obviously the title is going to be a dead giveaway of that, but everyone is talking about Bitcoin. It's one of the best performing assets. I think the only great performing asset. The S&P's down, gold's down. Stocks are just getting pummeled left and right and everywhere. NASDAQ, S&P, Dow Jones. It is setting new highs, but there's different sectors. So instead of tech, which a lot of people are invested in, it's like value stocks and things. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the asset that is up over 100% year to date. So in 3 months, it's doubled its price, with no end in sight yet. So everyone talks about Bitcoin, and I think it is a very important thing for someone to get involved with and make sure that you're learning about it. And a lot of people come to Bitcoin for the money aspect and making a lot of money, but the majority of people stay when they research Bitcoin and they learn about the Bitcoin network and what Bitcoin can do for you in terms of store of value or even generating wealth. And it just starts to become less about what the price is and more about what Bitcoin actually is and where this technology can go, and seeing it taking over the world really is what it's doing right now, and it's just insane to see. So right now the Bitcoin price is about $59,000. We're just going to use a flat, even number to do all these calculations. But to be a millionaire and have $1 million worth of Bitcoin, right now you would need 16.95 Bitcoin about. So almost 17 Bitcoin to become a millionaire, and chances are no one can buy 17 Bitcoin almost right now to say they have $1 million in Bitcoin. So the way that you can actually generate $1 million and use Bitcoin to generate wealth, store wealth, and actually be a part of the Bitcoin network and a part of what Bitcoin's doing is honestly by just buying one Bitcoin, which is already becoming severely rare. $59,000 a coin is not affordable for a lot of people to buy a full coin at once, which you don't need to buy a full Bitcoin at once. You can buy $500, $100 worth, as low as to, I think, $5 is the lowest places like Coinbase or Gemini will do. But you don't have to buy it all at once, and the chances of someone owning one full Bitcoin at this point is insanely rare. So why one Bitcoin will make you a millionaire is strictly because of the stock to flow model. You can look at that, and it's accurately predicted the price of Bitcoin and what it's going to do for a longer period of time, strictly by the stock to flow model, which is basically taking incoming stock, so incoming new Bitcoins, into the circulation. And Bitcoin has a natural halving cycle, so every roughly 4 years, the amount of Bitcoin that gets added into circulation gets cut in half. So after you account for that, and that stock being cut in half and demand rising, you get a model that shows you strong increases during halving years, or a little after halving years. About a year to a year and a half after a halving is when we see these huge upswings, and then you might see it trickle down, and then halving comes and it'll start to go up and have a huge upswing again with whatever the next halving is. So looking strictly at that model, we can see that it's saying Bitcoin will be $1 million around 2025, which is a year after the next halving happens. The next halving will be sometime in 2024, and then 2025 will obviously be the next big bull run cycle, based strictly off of that stock to flow, will be $1 million of Bitcoin, which obviously right now, that means if you have one Bitcoin, would cost you $59,000, and then in 4 to 5 years would make you a millionaire and be worth $1 million. So one Bitcoin can make you $1 million and make you a millionaire if all you do is hold it and make sure to not panic sell, not even watch the price, and just build that one Bitcoin and then hold it until 2024, and then you can decide what you want to do with it. I don't think it's still ever going to need to be sold. You can do a lot of different things with it. One Bitcoin will be enough to make you a millionaire. And one Bitcoin right now is already getting very, very rare. I think the total amount of people who own one Bitcoin or more, there's only 800,000. So there's only 800,000 accounts in the world that have one or more Bitcoin in them, which is crazy. So take into account this year being a super cycle is also a possibility, which is why it might be very hard to build a Bitcoin position if you're just getting started now. So it's still worth it, and it's still worth putting money in because of what Bitcoin can do and because of how important Bitcoin will be in the future, and all these different things and different routes that it can take. But the amount of money needed to get one Bitcoin is just massively rising. I mean, the beginning of this year, it was like 28,000 would have been a whole Bitcoin, and right now, just 3 months later, it's $59,000. And if we go into this super cycle that a lot of people are talking about, saying like massive institutional adoption and like S&P 500 companies, Fortune 500 companies get in and start putting Bitcoin on their balance sheet, or companies across the world do, which they've already started. And it's just a handful right now, but it has a big chance to be a bunch of companies, and the majority of them, which will obviously impact the price of Bitcoin and causing it to skyrocket, which a lot of people say could be the super cycle, which we could see $1 million at the end of this year. Now, that's kind of lofty. I don't know if we'll see that. I hope we see that. You know, I would love to see it, but I think that that's a little too like lofty of a prediction. $1 million in 1 year to go from 28,000 to $1 million would be insane, but it's not impossible. It's far from impossible. It definitely can happen if we get into this super cycle. I mean, companies like Apple have $100 billion on their balance sheet, and they are looking for places to raise money and make more money and save their money or secure it, because they don't want to lose their $100 billion to inflation. They don't want to hold that in a bank account and have inflation come, which people are saying could be massive. Even if it's not massive, if they only lose 2% of $100 billion, that would be $2 billion, which, why would they want to lose that money? They want to put it somewhere where they at least break even, and treasury bonds might be that answer now. But Bitcoin is looking like that answer for a lot of companies. I mean, we've seen MicroStrategy, Tesla, Square's involved, PayPal's starting to get it integrated, Visa's integrating it. It's really coming into everyone's life right before your eyes. So I think that a lot of people are going to wake up and think that they had the chance to get Bitcoin at 59,000 and not even realize that they're using Bitcoin every day or on networks that they use because of like a Visa network and stuff like that. And you're just going to wake up one day and be using it. So it's definitely interesting to think about, and the super cycle could be here. But let's say we stay around 59,000 for, or use that price for, you know, this little math here. If you wanted to get a full Bitcoin, you could break that up into different payments or different investments every month. And obviously, it's still going to be a lot of money, but you could get a full Bitcoin in 1 year with $4,916 a month. In 2 years, it would cost you $2,458 a month. And in 3 years, it would cost you $1,638 per month, which obviously is going to be very tough. And these numbers are just going to go up every month at this rate because of the price of Bitcoin going up so fast. So obviously, the longer you wait, the more money you're going to have to come up with to invest to get a full coin. But I think the majority of people's goals right now for investing in the crypto space would be to do everything you can to get Bitcoin and everything you can to get at least half of a Bitcoin. And once you get that half a Bitcoin, I think you can venture out to things like Ethereum, which is more risk, so it's higher on that risk curve, and it has a greater or a bigger chance of returns, but it's obviously a lot more riskier because of the different ways that it plays out and stuff. And Bitcoin really already proving itself and being, you know, not really risky anymore because of all these companies coming in, everyone getting involved, and it's just, its risk factor has been severely brought down, and Ethereum's is still up there. But for investing in this market, what I would say is do everything you can to get at least half a Bitcoin. And then what you can do is dabble into Ethereum and kind of diversify between just those coins. I really wouldn't go into any other coin. Ethereum has insanely smart people and an insanely smart team working on it. They already have dApps running. They already run NFT networks. They already run a bunch of other projects, and it's just already operational. And things like Cardano aren't operational yet. Polkadot, kind of, but still not. So you really got to look into these things when you're investing. And Bitcoin and Ethereum are the biggest ones. So grind Bitcoin, half a Bitcoin, and then dabble into Ethereum if you want to. Otherwise, grind Bitcoin to 1 Bitcoin, and then you will be much more financially secure for the freedom. You will feel a lot better. And the first parts are going to be the worst parts. That's when you're experiencing volatility. And when it goes down, it's going to hurt. But when it goes up, it's going to feel great. So you want to make sure that you get there. And the longer you hold, the more money you can make, the more value Bitcoin could be worth. And that's what a lot of people don't see is selling Bitcoin and trading Bitcoin is insanely risky because of its ability to just take off. So if you sold and then it takes off, you've lost that value. So whether you're investing $5,000 a month to get that full Bitcoin or just $100, you should jump into it and just get involved, because I think Bitcoin is going to be something massive in the future. People think it's big now. It is going to be so much bigger, and we are still so early in Bitcoin. So guys, as always, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I'll see you guys in my next video.